Thank you, all the presenters. Good afternoon, everybody. I will not conclude about the gospel presentation. Almost everybody mentioned about heaven. And I would like to discuss a little bit about heaven in this offertory message. And let's go to Matthew 16, starting with verse 19. Do not store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal.
Matthew 6.
Matthew 16. 6? Sorry? 19. So well, Matthew 6. Matthew 6. Oh, sorry, there's a 19. Sorry. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. Verse 20. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Now, Brian, where's Brian? Oh, he mentioned about the dollar bill, and our treasures are mostly represented by the dollar bill, unless you have treasury bills or gold bars in your house or in the bank, whatever. And he took out a dollar bill, whatever bill he took out, and I have a dollar bill here. And I want to talk a little bit about this, our treasure here on earth. Did you know that this bill and the other dollar bills are not made of paper coming from trees? Unlike, this type of paper which you can tear. This you can tear. But this is made of 70%, 75% linen and 25% cotton. So, in the true sense of that combination, this is a cloth. That's why when you accidentally put this in the washer, it doesn't break into pieces. Did you notice that? Has anybody experienced that? Laundry. Accidentally put it in the laundry, or probably whatever, put it in a wet area. And yeah, it's a cloth. The combination of 75% linen and 25% cotton is only authorized to be used by the Bureau of Engraving and Printing. If you copy that combination, you'll get in trouble. It's illegal. And to make it counterfeit proof, they have different fibers of different colors that are interwoven inside this, this bill. And before World War I, these fibers were made of silk. Okay, but not today. Now, how long do these bills last? Even if it's made of cloth. A dollar bill lasts for 22 months before it breaks down, cracks down. $5 bill, 2 years. $10 bill, 3 years. $20 bill, 4 years. $50 bill, 9 years. $100 bill, 9 years. Well, the longest is 9 years because $100 bill, you don't use it too much, probably. And this particular item is dirty. And imagine how many hands held this bill before it came to you. And it's been proven that this bill, most of the bills have cocaine traces. I don't know how cocaine smells. And I don't know if it's an urban myth, but viruses stick longer here than human beings, skin of human beings. Longer here. So I don't know if this is a virus. Mike, can you see? And you don't know what, where this fell, who held this, is sick, or probably fell in some places that you don't want to know. And Some people watch this, by the way. I looked at the internet, and some clean freak people who doesn't want the smell of dollar bills, they clean this. They ask this in the internet how to wash dollar bills, believe it or not. There are some people who advise how to do it, but it can be washed. And in fact, in 1916, you could get your money laundered for free. If your money was good enough, it was in good enough shape, you can take it to Washington, D.C., where they can wash it, iron it, and give it back to you. You know, probably because there's not too many bills during that time. And counterfeiting the dollar bill is one of the biggest businesses in the world. And guess which country counterfeits the U.S. currency the most?
US.
And guess? Huh? China? Philippines. North Korea.
Oh!
You wonder why? And they are aiming their nuclear warheads on us. And okay, that's enough for the dollar bill. So our treasure is very corruptible, where moth and rust can corrupt. Now, as far as robberies, the FBI released that the bills are in their 2011 report that California topped the country in bank robberies with 166 2 years ago. That's the latest I can get. California. And it happens usually on Friday between 9 and 11 a.m. and 3 to 6 p.m. So take note of those days and times. Don't go to the bank. And the second the bank robbery happens on Tuesdays. So it's Fridays and Tuesdays. And usually the robbery happens. They don't go barge into the bank carrying guns and, give us your money. It's like that. They just hand a note to the manager or teller. This is a holdup. Give us your money. That's how they do it. Okay, and in California, the robberies take place not only in banks, in streets, in parks, in parking lots, where the most robberies happen. About 26,000 last year. More than 36,000. It also happens in gas stations, in convenience stores, in homes, in churches, believe it or not, schools, government buildings, in trains, and other areas. So, going back to the scripture, Matthew 6, verses 19 to 21. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rot destroy, and where thieves break in and steal, but store for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, and where thieves do not break and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Why heaven? Because it's secure. Nobody will rob your money there. Of course, you don't go to heaven and bring your money. You give your offerings to God. That's how you put your treasures in heaven, through the church. So we can do the work of God. We can preach the gospel just like everybody's sitting here. We can show the love of God. We can bring people to Jesus and show the Christian way to live. Let's take the offerings.